Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode 4. So last time Angie summoned some of the 7 stakes of purgatory, right? And she summoned 5 of them. And then, yeah, she was so tired, I guess she passed out. So let's continue and let us see what happens this time around.
峠のドライブインから麓を見下ろした時の風景。
Or in Rokinjima. I projected this scene from a memory into my mental world. Normal girls get over their fascination with magical girls when they leave elementary school. So seriously, training to use magic at this age was embarrassing even for me. But even that embarrassed feeling felt pleasant to me now. Right then, I was learning mental concentration from Maria Onechan in order to use magic. But it wasn't going very well. It was about as hopeless as teaching a person to wiggle their ears by showing them, and expecting to learn anything at all from their demonstration. It seems that you need to imagine a vast space to gain the mental concentration for using magic. So I remembered the time from my younger days when my family had gone on a small vacation, when I had looked down towards the base from a viewing platform at a rest stop on a peak, and I tried painting this scene in my mental world.
まだまだ狭い。もっともっと広い空間をイメージして。そして、エンジェだけの心象世界を作り上げるの。まだまだイメージが霞んでる。空気に温度もないし、風もない。匂いもない。まだまだ世界が希薄。それらは後でもいいから、今はとにかくもっと広い世界をイメージして。ウリュウ、どうして広い空間のイメージが必要なの？
Yeah, why though?
人間の体内には生まれながらにして魔法を妨げる毒素があるんだよ。その毒素を浄化しないと魔法はうまく使えないの。そのために有効な方法の一つが広大な空間をイメージすることなんだよ。さっきは飛行機の窓から見た世界を思い描いたけど、それもダメだったわ。もっと広大な世界なんて見当もつかない。なら、マリアの持つ広大な世界をエンジェにも教えてあげればいいよ。そしたら、エンジェにもイメージがしやすくなるんじゃない？ウリュウ！そうね。私も、お姉ちゃんはどんな世界をイメージして魔法を使ってるのか、興味があるわ。私もそれを参考にする。ダメだよ。心象世界は広大で、そして孤独じゃないといけないの。自分以外に一切遮るものがない世界。だから、その世界を人に教えたら、その世界は孤独ではなくなってしまう。だから、心象世界は誰にも明かしちゃダメなの。だからエンジェも、上手に心象世界を描けたら、それは自分だけの秘密の世界にするんだよ。ウリュウ、マリアケチンボー。ありがとう、サク太郎。修行に近道なしってわけだわ。努力してみる。大丈夫。ヒントは十分もらえてるわ。ウリュウ、エンジェ、頑張れ！
Until recently, I thought there was no way something like magic could save me. After all, magic doesn't exist in this world. That kind of thing, supposedly nothing more than an illusion, a delusion, a daydream. However, Maria Onechan showed me that she could fill her own world with happiness, using a power that's impossible for me. I used to look down on that happiness as something empty. Because I didn't believe in magic, I also denied everything else, refusing to believe in the happiness that magic gave birth to. But slowly, bit by bit, Maria Onechan's world grew happier. In the past, I disparaged it, thinking it too pitiful to look at. But that might have been nothing more than jealousy. I was forced to admit that. And now this was my first step in search for happiness. A vast space. A dry wind that could blow without being blocked by anything. So let me feel that wind blowing through my own hair. I see, even the ground might get in my way as I am now. Then I don't need a ground. Brush the ground away, downwards. In other words, it was as though I had floated up, leaving the ground far behind. After pushing the ground further and further downwards, the ground grew foggy and faint, and for the first time it began to feel like the sky. Then I understood its vastness. In that instant, if I felt the vivid wind go right through even my body, in other words, blowing through me without any resistance.
そう。その感覚を維持して。ええ、わかる。すべての妨げから解放されてるのがわかる。やったエンジェ、やったエンジェ、魔女の世界への最初の第一歩を踏み出した。これが魔女の世界。うん。じゃあエンジェがずっと望んできた魔法を練習してみよう。お友達を呼び出す魔法。エンジェを寂しさから救い出してくれる味方を作り、それによって幸せになる魔法を。エンジェにも僕みたいなお友達が呼び出せるの？うりゅうりゅう今のエンジェにはゼロの海からサクタロほどの友達を呼び出すにはまだまだ早いね。
From the sea of zero.
最初は呼び出しやすい友達から練習しよう。はあ、最初は何を？エンジェはマリアージュ・ソルシエールの魔女だから。
マリアージュ・ソルシエール。
同盟の魔女が刺激する存在はエンジェもまた刺激することが許されてる。
You are permitted to use those employed by other witches in the Alliance.
例えばサクタロは私の友達だけど、同じ同盟のエンジェにとっても友達で、そして召喚することができる。今度試しにサクタロを呼び出してみて。
Okay.
寂しくて辛い時、サクタロがきっと元気づけてくれるよ。
I see. So you could call Sakutaro a being employed by Onichan. So as a witch in the same alliance as her, it's impossible for me to summon Sakutaro too. Or it's possible, possible. I met Sakutaro's gaze. How pleasant it would be to have him just be there by my pillow. So he could talk to me a bit on lonely nights.
私が呼びかけたら、あなたは現れて話し相手になってくれる？うりゅう！エンジェが呼び出してくれるのを楽しみにしてる。うりゅうりゅうりゅう。
Looking happy, Sakutaro pressed his head against me like a cat. Suddenly, getting a cute younger brother felt a bit confusing, a bit embarrassing, and a bit nice. Unable to understand why I couldn't honestly accept this feeling, I felt tears well up in my eyes.
お姉ちゃん、私頑張るわ。じゃあ、練習をしてみよう。同じ同盟の魔女、ベアトリーチェの家具を呼び出してみよう。ベアトリーチェの家具。
Can we get Ronove here? Hearing Beatrice's name gave me a slightly strange feeling. When it came to the crime on Rokinjima, the public kept going on in a frenzy about how it was a sacrifice ceremony performed by a witch. And that witch was Beatrice. So if the witch did commit the crime, that would make her the culprit who stole my family from me. However, Maria Onechan said that Beatrice was a good witch. If I held negative emotions towards Beatrice, she'd get mad, leading to a nasty fight and refuse to talk for a while. At this moment, Onechan was my only close friend. So to avoid worsening her mood, I decided to think of Beatrice as nothing more than Onechan's magic teacher. Also, I believe that the crime was a conspiracy cooked up by Aunt Ava. I would definitely expose the truth about that someday.
エンジ、また体内に妨げが混じってるよ。ごめんなさい。集中を欠いたわ。もう一度。
I'd expect no less from you, One-chan. You instantly noticed that I was being overcome with idle thoughts. After shaking my head just once, I reimagined the wind blowing through a vast space.
煉獄の七姉妹。なんだか物騒な名前ね。でも、とっても賑やかで楽しい子たちだよ。エンジェの新しいお友達になってくれるかもしれない。
What? Oh, the Seven Sisters.
まずは私が呼び出してみせるね。
Wait, so this is the time, the first time she summoned them?
見てて。
Maria One-chan lifted both her hands up to the level of her head and quietly unified her mind. The state I wasn't able to reach except by meditating for a long period of time, she reached in the span of a few quick breaths. Then a pale light began to gather in her palms, and one by one the girls began to show themselves. So I guess this is the moment when she first met them. Seven people. The way they were summoned one after another in a line was a masterpiece. Incredible. Just like the illustrations in One-chan's grimoire, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory. The younger sisters were behind the eldest, Lucifer, who saluted One-chan.
煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。マリア卿、ご無沙汰を申し上げております。
久しぶりだね。みんなも元気？
我ら家具は刺激されてこそ家具。久しぶりのお呼び出しを心より光栄に思います。
サク太郎！お久しぶり！相変わらず美味しいじゃなかった。かわいい！私が一番！今日もふかふかプニプニしててかわいい！私にも抱かせて、私にも抱かせて！
But honestly, this is so weird. No, weird as in... we always see the stakes of Purgatory as like enemies, right? Like the villains. But now... yeah, they're on our side now. And they're acting like this. Like just normally, I guess.
苦しい。僕は逃げないから話してみんな。
こら、あんたたち！マリア卿の家具を壊す気？とにかく離れなさいよ。抱きしめるの禁止。
そう言ってるサタン姉が一番抱きしめたがってるよ。
私は別にあんなふかふかのプニプニのワフワフなんて興味ないんだから。
She definitely has an interest.
こら、マリア卿とエンジェ様の御前よ。静かになさい、この愚昧ども。
They were so energetic. I was shocked by their sudden burst of activity right after they appeared. On top of that, I was surprised that the innocent Sakutaro was on such good terms with the Seven Sisters.
意外。サク太郎があんな物騒な連中にこんなに可愛がられてるなんて。同じ同盟の仲間たちだもん。怖くなんかないよ。でも万が一彼女らの機嫌を損ねちゃったら、サク太郎あっという間にやられちゃいそう。大丈夫。同盟の魔女とその家具はみんな仲良しなの。だからサク太郎も安心して遊べるの。それはもちろん私やエンジェも同じだよ。
It was one of the packs of the Mariage Sorcier. Actually, I kind of heard something. Did we unlock something? Or I think I'm just hearing things. Or maybe the characters? I'll check later. Mutual non-aggression and non-interference. Member witches must respect each other's magic and other creations. Even the sisters, who were normally shady and belligerent, treated fellow alliance members as friends. So to the seven sisters, Sakotaro was a mutual friend. He was loved by all of them, and they were even trying to steal him away from each other. This scene, as they squeezed him and loved him, was a bit
なる
charming.
ほど。マリアージュ・ソルシエルの仲間同士なのね。
At a glance, you'd think that Sakotaro's casual atmosphere and the Seven Sisters' shady one would be like water and oil. It looked like they definitely wouldn't be compatible. And yet, they were interacting in a friendly way, like it was completely natural. If this wonderful alliance could join all the peoples of the world together, I wonder if everyone in the world would be able to become friends right away.
七姉妹のみんな、聞いて！今、エンジェは魔法の修行中なの。だから、みんなの力を貸してほしいの。
かしこまりました、マリア卿。しかし、具体的には何を？
君たちを権限させる魔力を私からエンジェに移す。その状態でいつも彼女の身近にいてあげてほしいの。彼女の話し相手になったりしてあげるだけでいい。
恐れながら、エンジェ様の魔力では私たち七姉妹すべてを四六時中呼び出し続けるのは容易なことではないかと。
The oldest sister, Lucifer, gazed at my complexion as she advised this, speaking reservedly. In other words, she was saying that the burden might be heavy for me at this point of time.
そういう修行なの。エンジェはみんなが想像しているより才能と魔力があるよ。ちょっぴり辛いかなとは思うけど、今のエンジェなら挑戦する価値はあると思う。エンジェ、今から彼女たちを権限させる魔力を君に切り替える。
I'll move the magic power materializing them over to you.
つまり、エンジェが呼び出したのと同じ状態になるの。
So she's gonna be the master of them. So what Mario Onechan was trying to say was something like this. To keep the seven sisters materialize, you are continuously burdened with a significant amount of magical power. Maybe you could say it was like training while wearing a weighted wristband.
ウリュウ、七姉妹全員はかなり大変。
Yeah, and seven at the same time? Yeah, you're gonna be tired every single time.
エンジェ、いきなりは厳しくない？ありがとう、サク太郎。でも、魔女になるための修行だしね。やれるところまでやってみるわ。
The seven of them certainly do seem boisterous. But even if this is for training, having them with me will surely distract me from my loneliness. At least a little. So, date. Okay, no, I was looking for a date. Because, yeah, the timeline is kind of confusing sometimes. Yeah, for NJ especially here. Because we jump from time to time, right? Like, for example, this. I mean, this is the mental world. So I guess in this one, we are... what do you call it? She's still in school, is what I'm saying, right? And then, yeah, last episode, it was a little bit, I guess, forward into the future. So, yeah, just a little bit confusing, is what I'm saying. So, I guess we'll... whatever she wears, like when she's wearing this one, her high school clothes, let's just say like, oh, it's a little bit in the past, right? So this is, yeah, the first time meeting the Purgatory Sticks and whatever. And then last episode, yeah, she already met them a little bit to the future, maybe let's say a year later, stuff like that. But yeah, I wish that they put dates, man. Like dates, for example, here. They'd put a date here. Oh, the date today is this and that. So it wouldn't be confusing to me. I understand it would be an ordeal, but I wanted to give it a shot.
もしも辛かったら無理をしないでね。みんなもエンジェが辛そうだったら加減してあげて。
かしこまりました。わかったね、あんたたち。
はい、お姉さん。
それではエンジェ様、これより我ら煉獄の七姉妹はエンジェ様の家具となります。マリア卿、お願いいたします。
じゃあエンジェ、始めてもいい？
いいわ。ちょっと緊張する。
ウリュウ、いきなりは辛いかも。頭痛になりそうだったら、すぐに魔力を減らしてね。じゃあ、魔力ソースをエンジェに移すよ。
In an instant, the inside of my head felt very heavy. It's tough. Until then, the inside of my head had only been used for myself. It was almost like it was now being used for 7 other people. If they just stood there and blinked once or let out a single sigh, that would put a strong pressure on my head.
マリア卿、恐れながらやはり一度に七姉妹全員の負荷は重すぎるかと。
Yeah, I think it's way too much.
大丈夫。やっぱりダメかな。権限に全勢力を使っちゃってる。日常生活と両立できないほどの負荷じゃ意味がない。何しろ魔女としてこれじゃちょっと優雅じゃないね。ウリュウ、だからいきなりこんなに大勢は無理だって言った。みんな少し姿を消してあげて。
そうね、人数を減らした方が良さそう。アスモ、姿を消しなさい。
Asmo erase herself.
また私？
Yeah, she's the youngest.
末っ子いじめ反対。たまには上から消えてよ。
それじゃあ私が2番目に消えなきゃならないじゃない。
やだやだやだ。
アスモもレビアネーも騒がないの。そういう騒ぎが余計エンジェ様の負担になるのよ。
Oh my god. They're just fighting here.
あんたが騒ぐのも負担になるのよ、バカサタン。
The 7 sisters started arguing over who should erase themselves first. But yeah, this or them arguing like this is just putting much more strain into Enji. This energy from that fight all became a burden, forcing Enji to bear an even greater headache. Well, now she passed out. In the end, they decided the order with rock, paper, scissors, and 1, 2, 3 of them disappeared. Who disappeared? But even at that level, Enji was still far from comfortable. In the end, once 6 of them had erased themselves, I was finally able to calm my breathing. I mean, yeah, you should always start at 1. Yeah, only 1 for now. This is the first time and you're doing 7? Of course, that's gonna be insane. With my magical power, forget the 7 sisters. Just 1 person is my limit. Do only 1. Oh, it's again.
これじゃあ七姉妹じゃなくて、私一人じゃないですか。
So it was Mamon. Mamon still, I mean. So it was Mamon the first time and then Mamon when she summoned her last time, right?
エンジェ様、ちょっと頼りないです。
Mamon, who had won all of the rock, paper, scissors matches and was permitted to remain until the end, grumbled.
ウリュウ、マモン、そんなこと言っちゃダメ。エンジェはまだまだ修行中。大丈夫エンジェ？頭痛、大丈夫？
Sakutaro stretched up on his tiptoes, trying to pat Ange's head. Watching this, Amaria scratched her head, acknowledging that this sudden training had been too difficult.
ちょっと荒行すぎたかな。マリア、これくらいなら全然平気だけど、友達いっぱいいればいるほど楽しいし。
お姉ちゃんの凄さを改めて思い知るわ。
Apparently, when one reaches Maria Onechan's class, one can summon enough people to perform in an orchestra. For a witch apprentice, that's awe-inspiring.
大丈夫ですか？園児様。
ごめんなさいね。私にはあなた一人を呼び出すのがやっとみたい。
まあ、私はこれでもいいかな。だって、七姉妹で私だけが、園児様の家具を独り占めだし。いかがですか？園児様。私一人なら、不可にはなりませんか？
ええ、あなた一人ならなんとかね。
よかったー。なら、いっぱい修行して、いっぱい魔力を養ってください。そして、いつかきっと七姉妹で、揃ってお仕えさせてください。約束ですよ。
After confirming that, for the time being, her own materialization wasn't causing any issues, Mamon immediately became cheery again and tried to make me promise to work harder. I see, that definitely fits with her being greed. But maybe you could also call it having a positive attitude?
約束するわ。そのくらいはいつかできなくちゃね。
ありがとう、園児様。この強欲のマモン、その日まで必ず園児様にお仕えします。
My headache finally abated and I relaxed both hands, which I had been clutching in my head. Then Mamon stuck out her hand, helping me stand back up.
おりゅう。あ、マリア、園児、もうこんな時間だよ。もう部屋に戻らないと叱られる。
Turning to the room. Bathroom? What is this? I hadn't expected Sakutaro to talk about the time. I was brought back into reality, as though the light had disappeared, the vast world sunk in darkness, and I was in a tiny bathroom stall sitting on a toilet. Wonechan's grimoire was open on my lap. I looked at the clock. It was almost, what time is this? Like 10 o'clock? 9? It was almost time for lights out. If I show up late for the roll call before lights out, not only will things get pretty annoying, but it'll cause trouble for my roommates and floor mates. I couldn't care less about causing them trouble, but I don't want them messing with me later. My free time by myself is already over for today. I'll sleep, wake up, tomorrow will begin, and another long gray colored day will repeat again. So honestly, we have like 3 scenarios to this episode. We have the past, right? The Rokinjima part, and then we have this part, Enje on her high school days. And then we have another part, Enje yeah, a little bit older, I guess. Yeah, a little bit to the future. I don't know how many years, maybe a year or two. Yeah, after Ava died. So we got like three scenarios to this episode, 3 different timelines that were jumping from left to right. I closed the grimoire and rose from the toilet seat. At that time, One-chan appeared and spoke.
ほら、エンジェ。修行を忘れてるよ。マモンを連れて行って。
I'd forgotten. The moment I'd returned to reality, Mamon's materialization had stopped. One more time, I created a strong image of the existence of Mamon in my mind.
もう、エンジ様ったらひどいです。いきなり私を消すなんて。そんなんじゃ、七姉妹を全員呼ぶなんて、なかなかできませんよ。
ごめんなさい。うっかりしてたわ。
人間界に権限するのはすごい久しぶりなので、何から何まで興味深いです。ちょっぴりワクワクしてます。ここはどこですか？
聖ルチーア学園の寮。
The dormitory.
ここはその共用トイレの個室。
Shared bathroom?
各部屋にトイレはあるから、ここには誰も来ない。
I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah, why would someone go here? I mean, unless, for example, you don't have any water on your bathroom, then you're probably gonna be using this.
静かで本を読むにはちょうどいいの。ここの寮は本を読むにもトイレの個室に隠れなきゃならないの？噴書でもやってるんですか？
Do they burn books or something? No, it's not like that. I have a two-person room, so my roommate is always there. Our relationship is gloomy, and it feels like I'm always getting ignored. The atmosphere is bad, so I really can't relax there. And as long as I'm not there, she can do what she likes, call her friends over and chat away. So even her roommate is not her... she's not good terms with her roommate. It's more convenient for them too if I don't return until just before lights out. There also is a library, but there's a group that uses it as a meeting place, and there's always talking, or they're always talking behind my back. So I don't like to go there. During lunch, it's the bushes behind the school building. During the night, it's a stall in the shared bathroom in the dorms. Those are the only hideaways where I can find peace. I opened the door to the stall and went out. I turned around, signaling with my eyes for Mamon to come with me.
よくわからないけれど、園児様にとってとても快適とは言い難い場所だってことが分かったわ。
Ozzy, yeah.
早く表に出ましょう。ここの空気、嫌い。そう。
But imagine this, right? You don't have a safe place in school. Nothing. I mean, you have a safe place, but what I mean is like a normal one. Like she's hiding in the bushes, in the bathroom, so she can stay alone.
ここの空気が一番まともなんだけどね。
Like she doesn't have, yeah, like even her own room doesn't feel good to stay in. When I left the bathroom and entered the corridor, because it was near lights out time, several kids who had gone to play in other rooms were dashing back to their own. When it came for lights out, we had to change into the uniform pajamas that we hated and called prison clothes, line up in the hallway and go through the dorm leader's roll call. On the off chance that someone was late, we would take collective responsibility and all of the floor mates would have to undergo punishment in the form of volunteer work. Dude, that kinda sucks though. Why would you do that? But I guess, you can argue that, let's say the rules are like that, so yeah, no one would, let's say not run away, but go outside and then not come back much more earlier to prevent people from doing that. Yeah, because people would hate you though. A lot of people would hate you if they're gonna get punishment because of you. That alone was enough for me. Mamona looked at the passing kids and the furnishings of the dorm with interest. Without paying her any particular attention, I hurried back to my room. In front of my room was my roommate who had already changed into her prison clothes, chatting with some kids from the room next door. When they noticed me hurrying back, the topic of their conversation noticeably changed. They lowered their voice, stealing glances at me. I acted like I didn't notice, went into my room, and changed. Then I hastily went out into the corridor. Everyone was already lined up.
何これ？おかしい。ここってお嬢様学校じゃないの？刑務所みたい。バカみたい。
バカみたい。
やっぱりそうよね。私もそう思ってるわ。刑務所よりさらに厳しい点は、素行が良くても刑期が短くならない点かしら。
After bad-mouthing the place, I noticed something. Having someone to listen to your complaints feels surprisingly good. I mean, true, yes. It's nice. Even if you have someone to just, to tell your problems to. And they listen. That's pretty good. Fortunately, Mamon's form can only be seen by her summoner, me. And of course, there was no need to speak out loud for this conversation. All I had to do was speak inside my mind so no one could listen. Magic and the friends it creates might actually not be so bad.
こいつら、揃いも揃ってもやしみたい。生きてないって感じ。
やめなさいよ。毎日姿を見られたら大変よ。
夢も希望もかけらほどもない人間なんて、半魔法の塊だもの。私の姿なんて、絶対に見えるわけがない。見ることもできない、下等生物どもが。
あなたは、その半魔法の毒素を持つ人間たちが、これほどいる中でも平気なの？
エンジェ様が、私を権限させてくださる限りは平気です。ただ、私を権限するために、常に集中しなければならないでしょうから、日常生活がおろそかになる可能性がありますよ。ほら、同室の子に呼ばれてません？
あ、
後宮さん、聞こえて、来週からの終盤なんだけどさ、ちょっと相談があって。
She's probably trying to push a few more chores onto me. My roommate, who never even looked me in the eye normally, was smiling at me unpleasantly. But it'll be easier to have the weekly duty pushed onto me alone rather than doing it together with her. That's a small price to pay to have her continue to ignore me non-stop. Even so, with a completely shameless excuse. She sidestepped the issue for some reason and insisted on flipping the situation around as though I should have come forward and done it of my own initiative. One of the special traits of this academy is that it's full of girls who don't know how to ask a favor, so pretty much they're just saying it. They just do it.
何この子、ムカつくー。眉間に思いっきり私の杭をねじ込んでやりたい。
I mean, yeah. No, what I mean is, never mind. Never mind.
ぜひ今度お願いするわ。
Yeah, having a friend nearby all the time to complain to makes me happier than I thought it would. It really was lively with all the seven sisters gathered together. I'm sure just watching them mess around will be a lot of fun. I want to get enough magical power to summon all seven sisters at once and soon. Then I'll keep training more and more and more and finally summon the thing I really want to find.
エンジ様が本当に召喚したいものって何ですか？
What does she want to find? Mama noticed my conversation with myself inside my head and asked about it blankly. I hesitated to talk about it but then figured that there was no reason to hide it and told her.
家族よ。
My family. She wants to summon them, I guess. I mean, you could argue that maybe she could. But I doubt it. But yeah, because like look at this Maria, right? She could summon a Maria. She could talk to a Maria. That would feel good to her if she could do that and maybe summon her mom, her dad, big brother.
お父さん、お母さん、お兄ちゃん。
それってつまり死者の魂？異界の住人を呼び出すのは召喚だけど、死者の魂を呼び戻すのは反言で、それは全くの別物。反言はかなりの大魔法のはずですよ。
I know. So much that even Mario Onechan can't do it at all. But that's the thing I want to find with magic the most. I've been warned that it's very difficult, a high-level magic. So great that in the worst case, I might not necessarily reach the point even after training for my whole life. Furthermore, I have no vessel. A vessel is vital for making magic succeed, whether it's summoning or a resurrection. Because I don't have that, a magic that would already have been difficult is now hopeless. That's right, I have nothing to remember dad or mom by. However, by an extraordinary coincidence, I do have something to remember just Oni-chan by. And that's this.
そのピンクの玉の頭飾り？
Also, Butler gave that to her?
何それ。言っちゃ悪いけど、演者様にはちょっと安物っぽい。
The thing is, like all the money in the world, like you can't really buy something like this. What I mean is, it's been given to her by her brother.
昔、お父さんに内緒で、お母さんと一緒にお兄ちゃんに会って、遊園地に遊びに行ったことがあるの。
It's much more special.
そこのクレーンゲームの景品。
I know it's cheap, I realize that it doesn't match my style, and I get that it's too childish. But this hair accessory is the only thing that makes me feel as though Butler Oni-chan is by my side. The glass case had been filled with plastic capsules packed with fun-looking things. It seems that each capsule had some cute accessory in it. The game was to grab those with a crane, but I was young and it was too hard for me. I tried several times, but I didn't get close. Okay, so let's take a break here. But yeah. Dude, this music, every time I hear this music, it's just emotional and it's nice. This game, man, I'm also playing or checking out another like visual novel as well. And the music is just insane in that one as well. Like the emotional music. It's very good. Like visual novels. The way they put music there, it's nice. It sets the mood. It sets the scene. Like, look at this. We're seeing flashback right now, right? And yeah, the music adds to it is what I'm saying. And it's pretty cool. But yeah. So we are back here. No, what I mean is in this Ange's high school days. Her summoning the stakes for the first time. Not summoning, but seeing them for the first time. So let's see what happens next time, right? We'll continue this. So we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 4 in the next one. So we'll see you then, guys. Bye bye.